Who's ready for a dark comedy based on a Stephen King fever dream? No one? Oh, well, here it is anyway. The Monkey. And as always, for new releases, spoilers ahead. Meet Hal, a somber young man and adult who inherited a wind-up monkey toy. Don't call it a toy. It just so happens to be the actual embodiment of death itself. It's like life. Turn the key and see what happens. So, I'm going to keep the specifics of this one a little vague because I don't want to spoil it as much as possible, but let's be real, you won't be missing too much. So let's get the negatives out of the way. It's not as bad as I'm about to make it sound realistically, but, bear that in mind. So the story, super light. I mean, bear in mind it is based on a short story, so, there's not a whole lot there to go on, but if you were expecting, like, an in-depth plot, you're going to be let down, like, the entire time. Also, and maybe this is just me, but none of the characters in this movie really made me care about them. That's not to say that they were all uninteresting or uncompelling. It's just I didn't care if they lived or died, which is good because they've got a really high turnover rate in this movie, frankly. Now, let's be clear about something that might be bad for a horror movie, and that's not caring about the characters in your movie. It makes it hard to root for them, so that's kind of all I have for the bad. As far as the good, first off, this movie is probably not, or shouldn't be considered a horror movie. So it kind of fails at that. Think of it more as a dark comedy. Like, the randomness of the deaths is giving me like Final Destination vibes. Only the characters are so much more disposable. On top of that, they absolutely shotgun these deaths. And considering the runtime's like an hour and a half, that's pretty impressive. And these deaths are ridiculous. I mean, just absolutely bonkers. And I say that in a good way. I mean, this movie is nuts, but it's such a guilty pleasure good kind of way. The deaths are super over the top and random. It's just bombastic. Another thing that's super random is the dialogue. Like, every character is just kind of insane. And I mean that literally. This morbid humor and impending sense of nihilism is just wafting off of this movie like heat, to quote another Stephen King movie. Now, as far as recommendations are concerned, it kind of depends on what you're into. So if you are okay with absolutely gratuitous violence and gore and stuff like that at the expense of a joke, this movie will be fine and you'll really enjoy it. But I know people, I have friends that I intentionally don't recommend certain movies, and I would not be recommending this to them. Because, this movie is there's a lot of very convincing and very rough gore and things like that in this movie. That being said, if you can handle that kind of stuff, this movie is strangely compelling and hysterical. Like, I did not know how to feel halfway through the movie, and I'm just kind of laughing in my seat about things I frankly shouldn't be laughing about. It's kind of great. So if you can get down with that kind of stuff, if you're into things like, I don't know, Brain Dead or otherwise known as Dead Alive, then yeah, this movie is kind of in that category of what the crap am I watching, but still strangely appealing in the, I'm going to feel really guilty if somebody sees me laughing at this kind of thing. So take that for what it's worth. Do I recommend it? That depends on you. I liked it, I enjoyed it, and I didn't exactly have any expectations going into it. That being said, this is certainly not for general audiences. If you haven't the stomach for this kind of stuff, stay away, garlic and pitchforks, get the hell out of there. But if you can tolerate that kind of stuff and you're into kind of the darker tones, this movie is a blast and it's worth the hour and 30 minutes that you'll waste at the theaters. Alrighty, that's all for this one. If you like this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you'd like me to review next. I saw a couple of comments in the last one from somebody. So we will have some new videos coming up that are going to be requests. New request videos will be going up on either Thursday or Friday. I haven't decided yet. So there'll be a new one each week. If for some reason there's a list or something, or if people give me multiple movies to review, I'll just go in the order of what's presented. So I've got 2 weeks worth of movies for that. So look forward to that either in the coming weeks, either Friday or Saturday next week. This Wednesday coming up, we've got a review of It Chapter 1, which, spoiler alert, I enjoy those movies, but I'll tell you why in more in-depth detail. But feel free to leave me a comment telling me how much you enjoyed this or how much you thought I was an idiot, because I am. And tell me what you'd like me to review in the future. New videos come out at least twice a week, although it looks like 3 times a week coming soon. And we're going to be trying to do some highlights of streams from my Twitch channel, which link will be in the description. So, until next time, make sure you check up on your friends, your family, make sure everybody's doing alright, and we will see you in the next video. Take care.